What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm back, yes, back, bringing you 40K fan lore in the form of 40 facts. So this fan lore comes to us by James Maki, and finally we get some fan lore that's not about Space Marines. I say that because every time I check Facebook, there are tons of submissions for fan lore, but most of those are Space Marine chapters. So it feels nice to get a fresh breath of fresh air. Is that how the saying goes? I don't know. But anyway, today we are learning about James's own custom lore for his Ad Mech army for the Forge World of Konor. So he goes to say that Konor is already a canon Forge World, but there's very little lore on it, so he's made his own to kind of supplement it. So without further ado, guys, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the show as we learn about James's fan lore on the Adeptus Mechanicus. Named after the adopted father of Roboute Guilliman, the Forge World of Konor has, in over 10,000 years, earned the title of the Hammer and Anvil of Ultramar. As the primary forge world of the Ultramar system, they are responsible for the production of the majority of arms and armor used by the Ultramarines, as well as many other successor chapters and the various regiments of the Astra Militarum of the Ultramar system. As such, this forge world is known for the production of only the highest quality of equipment, not only for Space Marines, but for their own forces as well. This is particularly true for the armor and bionics used to outfit their forces, as they are made from a special alloy combining both the standard metals used by other forge worlds and the high-quality ceramite used in the power armor of Ultramarines. While not as strong as power armor, this alloy makes the warriors and machines of Konor much more resilient to armor-penetrating rounds. The creation of this alloy is also closely guarded, and it is a secret only known to a few select magos, and their unwillingness to share has caused much friction between Konor and the other Forge Worlds, particularly the original Forge World of Mars. Because of their distance from the Holy Soul system, their general aversion to serving the interests of Mars, and their extreme loyalty to the Ultramarines chapter has led many within the upper Ankelions of the Adeptus Mechanicus to believe that they are on the edge of full-scale heresy. This was brought to a head in the year 745 of the 41st millennia, when High Fleet Behemoth attacked the Ultramar system, causing a full withdrawal of all Konor Skitarii and Cult Mechanicus forces across the galaxy, often leaving their allies to fend for themselves and face overwhelming odds. This almost caused the entire Forge World to be declared traitorous, and only the fact that they are the primary source of arms for a majority of Space Marine chapters saved them from this fate. Instead, they lost the designation of the Forge World, and for a time were officially listed as a research station. Since then, the rift between them and Mars has only grown larger. Konor's distance, both physically and mentally, from Mars has made them adopt a different method to waging war. Being so connected to the Ultramarines has made them implement many parts of the Codex Astartes into their programming for their forces. Rather than the slow and methodical marches of the standard Adeptus Mechanicus force, the armies of Konor favor swift strikes at vulnerable targets, and use teleport homers much like the veteran forces of the Ultramarines. One notable usage of this occurred during what is now known as the Ultima Segmentum, as the One-Day Rebellion, in which the planetary governor of the hive planet Currents, under the instruction of Tau Watercast diplomats, declared his planet independent from that of the Imperium. At the time, a single vessel of the Konor 717th Exploratory Fleet was dry-docking in orbit. Rather than attempt a siege of the heavily fortified hive cities of the Tech Priests, teleported a single unit of Sicarian Ruststalkers directly into the chambers of the planetary government. Over the next 24 hours, the Ruststalkers executed every single man, woman, and child of the hive city's nobility, as well as their protectors, and they stopped at nothing until the rebellion was creating a grim reminder for the next planetary governor. Another teaching from the Codex Astartes, coded into the combat processors of their ground forces, is a focus on remaining tactically flexible. Their similar tactics has resulted in many occasions where the armies of Konor and the forces of the Ultramarines, as well as their successors, had fought together alongside on the battlefield. Because of this, many commanders have been declared honorary members of the chapter, and have also been awarded an Iron Halo in recognition for this fact. With the recent assault upon the Konor system by the traitor Death Guard Legion, and the hard-fought victory won by the forces of Ultramar and its allies, the Tech Priests of Konor have redoubled their commitment and efforts to fighting the ruinous powers, both to ensure the safety of the Imperium, and for vengeance against those who would attempt to destroy the perpetual forges of Holy Konor. And with that, guys, that is the lore on the fan chapter, or I guess you could say the fan forge world Konor of the Adeptus Mechanicus. So it's pretty interesting how he took his own little spin on it, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed the part where they've kind of taken to the Codex Astartes. That's pretty interesting stuff. I'd like to see how well this army would be on the battlefield, seeing as how you could basically play Ultramarines, or any other successor chapter for that matter, alongside the Ad Mech. Now, Gershwin does play Ad Mech. I think we've only played 1 or 2 games against them, so they're pretty fun, pretty different from fighting Space Marines, and that's pretty cool. I really like the models of the Onager Dune Crawlers. Basically look like heavily fortified crabs, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, guys, that's all the time I've got. Send us your fan lore to our Facebook page, or email it to us at OneMindSyndicate1. And yeah, that's all I've got. I'll see you next time. This is the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate. Catching you tomorrow.